Alright guys, so I've got a 20-minuter on the board. My opponent is rated 1205 and has started with the King's Fianchetto opening. That means we're going to have a bishop here. Okay, so I'm going to put a pawn straight on d5, probably with the idea of playing I'll just play c6 straight away, because that bishop is now kind of blunted, yeah? Okay, so we're going for a Fianchetto setup this side, which immediately makes me want to reach for Harry. Of course, I don't want to reach for Harry at this exact moment. I'll probably still castle kingside, though. I might even go for a reverse London setup. How about that? Let's do this. So like here, bishop here. Looks good. Okay, so he's going for a double Fianchetto by the look of it. There we go. Happy days. I don't mind that. If he wants to take up my knight, I'll recapture with G. I'll get a semi-open G file. That's all good. Right. Okay. Let's carry on with our reverse London setup. See, this bishop is now really properly biting on granite. Okay. Where does my dark squared bishop want to go? This is a 1:15 game. This is an absolute must-win. I don't know if I want to put my bishop here, you see, because there it's got the same problem. So maybe something like, I don't know, here. We'll see. We'll see. We'll put it on here, because I'm planning on disrupting around here anyway, you see. So let's see what happens. Okay, he's played knight b to d2. Thinking queen here, possibly. There's no attacking on b2. He's the Fianchetto there, so I think probably then long castles, get both rooks over here, and shove pawns up the board. My opponent's, you can see, is kind of... Now, suddenly we have activity in the center. Right, so if I was to castle here and takes, I can take back with the e-pawn. If he pushes, I don't know, maybe back here. If bishop takes knight, I've got bishop takes, hits the rook. Okay. Now I could push on, couldn't I? If I push, moving this e-pawn's going to pin the knight on the queen. Push here. No, you can simply take. Right, I've completed development. This doesn't scare me. Let's get the rook over there. Again, if pawn takes, just e takes. Alright. I'm going to throw in h5. He's playing really quick. 19 minutes left. Still not bothered about this. In fact, if he pushes that, I'll just take. Okay. Alright, we have activity. The knight takes. If I take out the knight's probably going to replace it with a spare knight. I have takey actually. And maybe... Nope. Okay, I want to get this horse out of the way now. Something like this? Yeah. Looks okay. What about this pawn? Bishop's looking at that pawn. Are we worried? Can I push? That might be the way to go. Push. But then if takes, I can't recapture with E. Takes, queen is down, pins the bishop. He's not really happy with this knight. If my knight could go here, it defends the pawn on g7. So I'm going to move my rook again. It's a bit silly, it's a bit unprincipled, but I've got knight e8. Also then the pawn's pinned, but I can then move Play f6 to be defended by 2 knights, and then maybe g5 in one go. It's all about just trying to break open this corner. I can do bishop here, actually. That forces the issue, because the bishop is kind of pinned on the rook. Bishop here. If we could trade everything off, and I think that's just better for me. Opponent's name is Turm01 from Germany. Okay, king has moved. Very interesting. All right, let's play this through. Let's say he does nothing. Well, he can't do nothing. So I take the bishop outright. If knight takes, I have knight. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I've got good control over this bit of the board. I like it. And if this knight moves, he hasn't got the automatic recapture to reinstate it with this knight, right? So I really want to be playing moves like this. Okay, there we go. And now he's given up the bishop pair. Now if knight takes, I have queen takes. If I'm allowed to take him, I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see what happens. Okay. My knight is in a good position there. And if he takes, my queen improves. If I capture his knight, then this knight that's currently not great becomes better. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of operation get the bishop out of the way to make room for Gary. But if I play g5, can I play g5? Knight takes him. Okay, what else have we got? I'd love to target that pawn. It's undefended and comes with a potential fork. So how about if I drop my bishop back? Check! Bang! He has to go back onto the back rank then. I'm going to play that. Check. He goes onto the back rank. Oh, he's done it anyway, look. So he's kind of preemptively defending the pawn. But this is an improvement, I think. It also connects the knights. I'm threatening to take here. No, it'll be knight takes again. No, do I have this? There, knight replaces. Here, where's f6, then g5. f6, then g5, I think looks fine. Okay, and he's flinched. Okay, so he's gone for the knight trade. I should have considered actually queen takes there, because that knight was in a really nice position. Okay, I'm going to put it back. That knight's just too good there. Means the king is now tied to the defense of the f2 pawn. Also, this rook is not great. I have e5. e5 is a move. Maybe rook d8 as well. If takes, I get the d file. Kind of like that. I'd love to do this, but he's got c5. If I take and then this, he still has c5, blocking my queen from coming in with checkmate, actually. So do I want to do this, or do I want to push? What do I want to do? Don't really want to allow him to take. That's okay too. Takes. If I do this and he pushes, is that a concession? Can I play like queen there? Is there another way into that pawn? Come like queen on there? No. Here he has to push past. I don't know. I'm going to take. I'm going to take off there. Centralize my rook, I think. Yeah. Centralize my rook. Take possession of the open file. I mean, he can theoretically block with the knight, but then yeah, it's not good because I can hit it. Okay. Here he does this. Okay, what have we got? What have we got? What have we got? That doesn't work. Maybe something like doubling up the rooks on the open file. Especially since the king's stuck here right now. I think that's really good. Nothing's defending this pawn. If I do there and takes, I'm threatening this rook in the corner. I'm also threatening here. Is he planning on this move? I feel like the big imbalance here is this awkward rook on h1. Now he probably wants to play king h2 to engage the rook back in the game. Now he has to consider this tension between the knights. See, if takes and takes, I simply have a plain fork, which he can get out of a couple of ways, or even queen in a few squares. But if the knight is eliminated, I then have g5 ideas. I'd like to target this pawn actually. It's defended only by the queen right now. If I come here and the pawn goes forward. Okay, I take bishop takes, queen e5, bishop defends the pawn. Rook here is a possibility if this pawn wasn't there. Bishop here. Bishop's not doing an awful lot where it is. Bishop here puts two attackers on the knight. If knight takes me, I take here with a aforementioned fork. King is still awkward, but he has battened down the hatches pretty well. And he's got loads of time. Okay. Now I have actually two attackers on there. So if he defends with a rook here, for example, I can just capture. If he defends with a rook here, I can't take with the queen. If I take with the bishop, I'm pinning my bishop. But I could actually bring in even more reinforcements. Then he can push forward. But then that is still... It's all about the pressure on this kingy, isn't it? Two attackers right now. Third attacker. Not too concerned about this. Just dodge out the way. See how putting the pawns on this colour at the start of the game. Look, so we've lost the front one, but these two are still doing a good job of removing options from that bishop. Okay, so what are you going to do? You can't move the king because you just lose the pawn outright. Okay, there you go. So I do have this if I want, and then I might double up rooks. How can he add another defender? Not easily. I mean, he can put bishop here. I take. Do I want to bust through with my pawns? F5, F4. This pawn can't go anywhere. It's got to be good. It's got to be good, hasn't it? Come on, Freddy. Harry's been thwarted by the H4 advance. Rook here and then rook hd8 looks nice. Because I can just threatening to capture the pawn outright, even trade off rooks. Spare rook. Okay, I can't go there. Well, no, it's alright. That's alright. Unless the king goes back to h2. So I think this sequence might still work. This is the Yugoslav variation of the King's Indian attack. Wonder what made it the Yugoslav variation. Okay, opponent's now catching me up in time, actually. Down to 11:30. I'm on 11:17 here. So when your opponent is thinking, it's important not to switch off. It's useful time. Try and guess what he's thinking. But I have a plan A here, which is just to continue to apply more pressure on the e-pawn. There's so many games that e-pawn is in the thick of the action. It's not moved. It's not moved in the entire game. Obviously the queen can defend as well. Can defend this pawn. But not if I put my rook... Well, no, the queen can't go there. Yeah. Alright. Alright, concession time. Now, if I push... E can't take because it drops the rook, right? But if I push and Z, that takes... Me. Inclined to get behind the pawn somehow and just... I think I need to do something like this. Like g5, takes, push on, use my rook. I don't want to unleash this rook, because right now this rook is imprisoned. It's bricked up, right? The last thing I want to do is invite it to join the game, because I'd much rather my opponent had only 3 active pieces, not 4. I want to use all my pieces actively. I like my bishop. Is f3... Ooh. I can come here, but then rook takes, queen takes. He could trap my bishop. He could trap my bishop. Has he noticed? 3 takes. This side, do I have any counterattacks? Not really. Here? If he pushes, rook d2, I'm attacking his bishop. He takes me. No. That was silly. I think it was actually f5 was the mistake here. f5 and he is immediately trappable. Oh! Oh, wow. And he plays f4. Struth. Okay. I'm inclined to push e5 up. If takes, queen takes. Now there's an undefended pawn here. Notice this pawn is undefended. Okay, but first of all, let's centralize the other rook, because there ain't nothing going on in the h-file. The h-file is closed for business, right? This is where the action is. This is like my key pawn break now is e5. Takes, takes, queen's now looking at the g3 pawn. Also looking at this, which is adequately defended. But notice as well, 1, 2 active rooks. How many has my opponent got? 1. This is the key thing. Material is immaterial if it's tied up, if it's blocked in, if it's imprisoned. I'd love to play rook to here and hit the queen. Oh, he's going pushy pushy. Okay, if I take... See, this king is starting to feel the cold, I think, man. Really. I don't think I want to take. Over check. I have a check. Very, very tempted to do it. All right, this pawn's defended 2 times. 2 times. If I give check ski, what's he going to do? He can block with the rook, in theory. He can block with the queen, in theory. Blocking with the queen drops this pawn. Here, blocking with a rook. I have this check. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I have rook there. No, I don't. Okay, here. I also have queen here. I'm going to see what he does. He's now behind on the clock. He's on 8:20. I'm on 9:10. Still liking my position. I'm still very grateful for these pawns. Okay. Finally, he plays this move. There's probably rook takes. I have this too. That pins the bishop. If I take, bishop takes, I check. It's not check. Yeah, if bishop takes, it's check. I could trade off queens, but material is equal. Pawns are actually equal. We've got 1 open file. Other than that, everyone's got 7 pawns. He's now opened up his rooks, both rooks. Feels like rook penetration is going to be the motif here. What about this? Is that just stupid and he just hits me? Here he goes here. Okay, what's undefended? Nothing. Defended, defended, defended. Defends. Obviously good, because and the queen's just the only defender of all of these. Okay, I'm just going to duck in here, I think. That doesn't work. It's very close. I'm happy that these pawns have moved forward in front of the king, though. I have a backwards g-pawn, which is in, there's like a Morosi bind here. So I can't really, there's no break. Okay, right, he's gone for the space. That's a very natural kind of idea. Maybe doubling up on here, get a rook in here, something like that. He's actually got a reasonable pawn structure now. I like my advanced bishop, and I like the fact he's looking at the d1 square as well. That could prove very useful later on. This could come down to the wire, guys. Okay, opponent has played their pawn forward. He's trying to create something. What I really want to do is put a rook here. Okay, if I allow him to capture here, is that going to upset me? Or do we just block him off? If he pushes... He's got two attackers on there now. I think I'm going to push... Now it does make life a bit better for his bishop, but... Pushes... Actually, my queen's struggling to get into the game here. Something like that might work. Or even just the blunt this. But he's under 6 minutes now. Key here is not making mistakes. I'm going to let him take. You very often don't want to be the one to pull the trigger when you've got rook tension down an open file. Okay, so here, and now I own the open file. And he, oh, what I could. What did we talk about before? My bishop's looking at d1. I could have snatched it off. Rushed. Anyway, he's down to 5 minutes 10. I think queen there would be really cool. Pinning the bishop. Then I can attack the pin piece. Then he has to defend it with this, yeah? Okay, what's he doing? What are you doing? You're trying to attack my pawn, are you? Okay, I'm going to block you. Yeah. Queen's got lots of squares she can't go to now. I might play queen d7. Maybe even rook to here. Should have taken that bloody rook though. That would have made a huge difference. You plonker, hunty. Right. Maybe this, maybe this. So now it's become more like a 10-minute rapid. He's down to 4.5 minutes on the clock. There's no increment. Not sure the point of that move. So I'm just going to do this. I know it's not a mistake. See, it doesn't matter. You've still got to remember the basics. Look at everything on the board. Could have just won the exchange right there and then. Neutralise his bishop. I've got two rooks. Trade off some rooks, trade off queens. Dance my way home. He's got very advanced pawns now, though, hasn't he? Look at this. But the flip side of that is that maybe I can get behind him. I think rook here looks very nice. It pins the bishop down. Three and a half minutes. I like playing these longer games. I like playing the games when you start the game with this mindset of I'm going to do what it takes, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter if I'm playing somebody 1205 or 1605 or 1705. You have to approach it with the same attitude. The opponent's actually doing really, really well here. He stands to earn 15 points if he can. Okay, if I do this, it hangs this pawn. So I ain't gonna. I'm going to put my queen here. Attacking this pawn. If he pushes, always remember this d1 is booby trapped. He can't land on it. 2 minutes 40. I'm on 6:30 now. So the key is not to blunder. I mean, my opponent can still force a win in 2 minutes odd. Okay. That is playable. I can play my queen here. That drops that pawn. I need to defend that pawn. Shall I run away with the king? Yeah. And I would run away with you. Queen's defending this. It's under attack from the bishop. 2 minutes 15 seconds now. Rook here doesn't work because you get snipered. Unfortunately, my sniper was asleep a few moves ago. 2 minutes. Okay, I think I can just take here. Takes, queen takes, we're okay. If check, I just move out the way again. Sometimes running away with your king is the best thing. If your king is in a sticky situation, okay, I'm happy with this. He's got rook here, with then 2 attackers on there, right? I have to move out the way. Oh, I can't do that because that then pins the queen. I come here. Okay, that's a check. This is all right. I can't go there. Okay, so I'm going to block here. I'm going to run away. Right, this will lose the pawn back. That would have pinned the bishop, actually. It'd still be nice to get that in, but opponent is down to 115. 115, and okay, you've got 2 attackers on there. But I'm going to take, and the reason is because then I get to push b6, and these pawns are now solid, and the bishop can't touch them. So I'll still pin the bishop if I get the chance. I'll probably stick my king here if I get the chance. I want to defend my rearmost pawn, so how do I do that? 1, 2 is the quickest way, not there, here. Okay, 50 seconds now. This pawn's not going to make it because my lagging Gary is lying in wait to pounce. And too little too late, and he's actually a pawn down. I think if we had 10 minutes, I'd be quite confident. Okay. Yeah, rook here, defend the pawn. If he comes down with check, I can just move f8, g8. Yeah. 26 seconds now. Am I worried about this pawn? A win is a win, guys. So he's not attacking this pawn, so I can always give check on the d-file. 10 seconds. I think he's given up. Okay, you can have that pawn. Yeah, it comes with check. Yeah, you can have that pawn. But you're not going to win in 2 seconds flat, are you? Okay, so there you go. All good fun, all good fun. Let's just see how my opponent did. I think he played definitely stronger than 1205. I don't think I played like a 1600. Both in the 60s, and he was stronger. He played 1200 and I played 1050. But none of that matters because there's only one thing that matters, is 1-0. Or I got 1 rating point, he lost 1, so fair go. Anyway, yeah, kind of littered with errors. And yeah, clearly I let him in at the end there, but there's one really good position here he had. This pawn move was good. And now we are back to... He shouldn't have captured there. He should have played rook over. Okay, well anyway, that's enough for one day. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.